So I'm sure you guys and gals know Joe Rogan, a very, very famous podcaster. He signed like $100 million deal with Spotify. He's also a UFC commentator, and he's done remarkably well with his career. Whether you agree with, I don't agree with everything he has to say, but he's a very open-minded individual. So in today's video, I want to talk about why I think he's very successful. There's a lot of reasons, but I think one of the main reasons why he's successful is he has mastered the long format. And I'm not sure if he's like the originator of the long format, but I remember him talking to, I think it was an old podcast, and he was talking to Ari, A-R-I, I think that's his name. Ari's his friend, and this is, before he was popular. And Joe Rogan was talking about that, the idea of doing longer podcasts, couple hours, this and that, unedited, unfiltered. And his friend Ari politely told him and gave his opinion and said that, you got to edit this down, Joe, you got to edit this down. And Joe was like, no, I don't want to do that. I want to keep it raw. I want a long format because complex issues will need more time and duration to discuss these topics. And by doing that, and also he's got, over the years, he's crafted his interview skills, and he tends to not interrupt people. He listens, and this is a good thing. And this is what is lacking with a lot of the mainstream, the MSM, the mainstream media networks. That's lacking. And one other point I wanted to make is that one thing I can't stand, and Joe Rogan did mention this, is that if you watch any type of regular network, whether it's like The View, CNN, Fox, I don't know, all the other ones, when you have opposing viewpoints, you literally only, have you noticed these formats, a lot of them, they're not even moderate formats in terms of duration of time. The one person has like 2 minutes to talk, or a minute and a half. The other person opposing view has like a minute and a half at most, and then the mediator tends to talk even more in between because they want to hear themselves speak. So when you have a very complex issue that has a lot of different layers, how can you have a very educational discussion? You're just hitting certain bullet points that would look really sexy on a bumper sticker, but things are more nuanced. So whether you're talking about police reform, police brutality, talking about border control, voter ID, gun control, all sorts of controversial things. Having just a minute to talk, and then you have one quick minute, and then the person in the middle, the host, starts talking. It's not enough. It's to me, it's like low quality viewing. Now, I don't know. I don't really watch the mainstream too much anymore, but I don't know who set that standard. Maybe it's because people do have low attention spans. But Joe Rogan has demystified that notion of, yes, we do have short attention spans, but there is a definite market for a long format. And he's proven that with the amount of views he has and the ascension of popularity that Joe Rogan has gained over the years. So there is a market for it. I don't think it's a niche anymore. A lot of people do long format. With me, when I do my videos, if you made this far in this video, I try to just go with what I feel as well. There are times when I try to keep it short and succinct, but then Joe Rogan kind of opened my eyes, and I figure even if the podcast is like 2 hours or something, if you have something good to say, then people are gonna stick around. That's something that I'm working on, by cutting out a lot of the fat and getting to the meat and potatoes of the discussion. And it's not easy. The longer you talk to, you're going to probably repeat yourself at times. Certain phrases that you use, if you say too much, I tend to say sometimes. It's a crutch, and it's something that you have to craft. You have to continue to improve, and that's what I want to do. So it's just a video that I wanted to do. I do respect Joe Rogan for doing that, because he could have easily did it the exact same format. He could have him as the mediator, have two people start fighting with each other and do some clickbait. But he has these discussions where they're like 3-4 hours, right, with Alex Jones or or whoever out. He's had a lot of people, Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield. And it's very interesting because you get beyond the surface and you get to learn a lot more about the person. Like last time he had David Blaine, and David Blaine, if you see his persona, he's very kind of like, not creepy, but it's that persona, right? He's very, talks like this. You want to see a magic trick? He talks like that. And then I saw the majority of the podcast was a while ago, and you talk to him, when he talks about magic, David Blaine would get very giddy and almost like a child, right, to show you a magic trick. And you kind of like that the personality really comes out, because when you have a small snippet or on TV, you just get a persona, but you can only keep that up for so long. And the longer you go and you speak to someone, and that's also a testament to the host, by making the guest feel very comfortable, he's able to bring the person's guard down, because you can only do it so much, and he doesn't push too much. He's not perfect, of course, he'll be the first to admit it, but he has that craft, and that's something that I do respect. So that's so sorry if you made this far in this video. Thank you for watching. That's just my thoughts on it. And what do you guys and gals think? Like, I don't agree with, maybe I'll do a separate video on how I feel about certain topics, but for the most part, I like that he's doing it his own way. He's killing it, and he's taking down a lot of these networks that are giving a lot of biased information. That's my time. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you're a Rogan fan and if you agree or disagree, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.